Good afternoon and welcome, and thank you for joining our webinar today focused on AMAG's services that are available to you, our channel, and to our end user customers. I'm Jason Schimpf, VP of Partner Programs and Education, and I'm your host today. First and foremost, on behalf of everyone at AMAG, we hope that you, your family and friends, and your coworkers are all healthy and safe. We have a lot of great things going on at AMAG, and these webinars provide important corporate updates, drive awareness of AMAG's new products and features and services, share best practices, and dive into unique product features that help you differentiate your company from others when you team up with us. If you have any questions today, please type them into the question box, and we'll address as many as we can during the WebEx, and we'll follow up with those that we didn't get answered during the webinar after the fact. Today, we are focusing on our services and how they can work for you. On our lineup today, talking about pre-services, Greg McDermott, who runs our application engineering team, followed by Jeff LeBlanc, who will be talking about pro services, and then batting cleanup, finally back in the rotation, Kim Rayfeld with a marketing update. Over the past 5 years, AMAG has grown beyond access control to transform ourselves into a total solution provider, focusing on reducing cost, mitigating risk, and increasing compliance with external regulation. Our webinar series is dedicated to introducing you to what AMAG is doing in different areas of our business beyond access control to help our channel and end users solve problems and becoming an end-to-end solution provider with a robust ecosystem of best-of-breed technology partners. All of those previous webinars and much more are available for free on our YouTube channel, which you can see there at the bottom of the link, or you can navigate it through our website. Again, if you have any questions, please type them into the question box, and let's go ahead and get started. Let's turn it over to Greg McDermott.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us. I'm Greg McDermott. I manage the North American Application Engineering team for AMAG Technology. For those who are not familiar with application engineering, it's primarily a pre-sale service. It's used to help aid in determining project requirements and helping with system design. So as opposed to something like professional services, which is a paid-for post-sale service, application engineering is a free offering used to make sure that projects are sold and purchased correctly. Next slide, please. One of the most important things to be aware of is how to reach out to application engineering. I think sometimes there's some confusion on how to engage AMAG for pre-sale support. When it comes to application engineering, you don't need to be a technician. You don't need a certification. You just need to just give us a call or send us an email. Every territory has their own application engineer. So in general, your first line of defense should be your local AE. They may be familiar with projects that are going on in the area. They may know the project requirements of whatever you're looking to get assistance with. They also, may know your, your organization and the needs of your company. If your local AE is not available, we do cover other areas and we do cross territories from time to time. So if you email the application engineering email address, it is forwarded to the entire team, so we can all receive the email and jump on it. The other thing to be aware of is what application engineering doesn't do. If you need assistance with an SSA renewal, that would be our SSA department. Or if you need assistance with tech support, then you can reach out to our tech support line. Next slide, please. The primary services that are offered by application and engineering are product demonstrations, quoting, and assistance with system architecture. There are other tasks that we do provide, but these are the most common and the most important services we provide. So to take a closer look, we'll go to the next slide. When it comes to product demonstrations, we can provide demos for several different circumstances. So, a common one is if there's an end user that is looking to know what they're, what are they going, what have they purchased prior to getting it out, or if they're on the fence and want to see our feature set to make a determination that that the products we provide are appropriate, we can provide demos to the end user. We can also provide demos to the sales department of our integrator base. So if, for example, you're looking to see the product to learn what are the differentiators that we can offer, we can also do demos for technicians. So, for example, if they need to go out in the field and program a certain feature, it can help to see what that feature looks like so they can have an idea of what they need to do to give value adds to what they are deploying. The other thing is, don't forget that we do have an expansive product portfolio. So people do generally think of us as an access control company, and that is our bread and butter, but we do have a lot more that we can offer. So we can demo virtually all of our products. So, maybe you are familiar with Symmetry Access Control, but you would like to see our identity management or our visitor management or our video management. So we can demo pretty much all of our products. So if you're not familiar with any of those products, then by all means reach out to us and we can show you around. A lot of these products also go beyond just security related features. So it might be something that even if you've been in the security industry for a while, you may not know identity management as well or visitor management, and we can assist with that. Next slide, please. So when it comes to quoting, we can assist with quotes for several different reasons. So maybe you know our product line very well and have been selling it for a while, but there's still reasons you may want to reach out to us to assist with a quote. For example, we require application engineering to scope and provide a quote for all pro services related items. So this is so that we can discuss and capture, well, what is the required scope, help outline, well, what is the responsibilities on the integrator, the responsibilities of the end user, and the responsibilities of the pro services tech, and we can determine that prior to sale. We also can assist on quotes, for example, with our SR line of products. For those not familiar with the SR line, it is a retrofit to the Cassie Rusco access control system. Cassie Rusco had a proprietary wiring scheme that is very different from anything else on the market. So even if you've been selling a number of access control products, you may not be familiar with their specific F2F protocol, and we can assist to make sure that you have a properly scoped project. We can also help to quote advanced features. So, maybe you know Symmetry, but you don't necessarily know some of our integration capabilities or our Symmetry workflow or threat level modules. So we can help make sure you have the appropriate licensing to capture that. We can also help provide quotes for a lot of our more advanced products like Symmetry Connect and Symmetry Guest, Control Room, and our incident management. And also a good reason to reach out would be as if you're quoting one of our newer products that you might not be familiar with, such as Symmetry Mobile or Symmetry Business Intelligence. We can provide quotes as well for large systems. So if you have a very large quote you're trying to work out, reach out to us and we can make sure they have the appropriate parts. Or if you just have a quote already prepared and you want a second set of eyes on it, we can assist with that. Next slide, please. The last of the major services we provide is assistance with system architecture. So we can provide assistance with, for example, if there's an RFI or a request for information, we can help gather that information to show that we meet requirements. We can provide bandwidth requirements, TCP/IP port requirements, latency requirements, so that we can make sure that the number of servers, the size of the servers, and all of that is correct. I highly recommend for any multi-site installation, please reach out to us. We can help evaluate whether or not a thin client is needed rather than our traditional thick client. We can also make determinations about, number of communication servers and things like that, particularly if it's crossing multiple time zones or needs to deal with multiple different holiday schedules. We can also provide recommended architecture. So it's not a matter of what is the best way to deploy Symmetry, but rather what is the best way to deploy Symmetry for a specific project. So we can make recommendations and determine what exactly is needed. And we're also happy to assist in anything else you need. It's obviously in our best interest as yours that a project goes as smoothly as possible. With that, I'd like to remind everyone that you can enter any questions into the question box. And with that, I'd like to introduce our VP of Client Services, Jeff LeBlanc.
Thank you, Greg. My name is Jeff LeBlanc, Vice President of Client Services for AMAG Technology. One of the groups that I manage is the Pro Services Department. As Greg alluded to, with application engineering being primarily a pre-sales engagement, Pro Services is primarily a post-sales engagement. So we take the quotes created by application engineering, including the statements of work, and then we work with the integrator and the customer to execute on the job that was proposed. Next slide, please. So the main goal for Pro Services here at AMAG is to become a trusted partner for our customers. So that includes integrators, that includes our end user population. So we want to work closely with the customer, get to know that system as best we can, and then have repeat customers as well. As you may know, you might have Symmetry version 7, version 8, version 9, future versions. And we want that experience with us to be that you rely on us when these types of complex things come up, to be your partner. We understand, complex IT systems across multiple customers, and understand the things that we will run into, the things that customers and end users and integrators, doing their day-to-day job might not be thinking about. We're doing that every single day. Some of the things that we get involved with are number one, typically will be the Symmetry upgrades. So that includes doing remote upgrades, doing on-site, going on-site to perform the upgrades. And then there are times when customers can send their database in, and we will convert that database. We will upgrade that database to the latest version. And just to kind of touch on that a little bit more with COVID right now, we have the tools in place to really even turn an on-site engagement into a remote engagement nowadays. So we are able to work with some of even the most locked down customers in very creative ways to help them through an upgrade. So as you work with Greg's group, the application engineering group, please keep that in mind. Complex cardholder merges and imports from legacy access control systems. We recently merged 3 different access control system databases into a single database, into a single Symmetry database for a customer that was moving from 3 different legacy systems into a single Symmetry system. So we understand the level of complexity that goes with that, and bringing over not only card holders and card information, but access and data points, things like that. We deal with elevator destination dispatch across most of the major elevator manufacturers. Active Directory sync, meaning workflow that pushes identities directly into Symmetry to create card holders. And not only that, but depending on the different security groups they're in, the different OUs, and Active Directory automatically assigning and removing access based on that Active Directory sync. Identity management and visitor management. So this includes our Symmetry Connect product, our Symmetry Incident Management product, our Symmetry Guest product, our newer Symmetry Mobile product. So we will be involved with you from the planning, inception, to the deployment of these complex systems. Cluster installations, including both NEC and Microsoft cluster installations for Symmetry access control. Symmetry health checks and site commissioning. I think these are 2 of the more underrated things that we do for customers and end users, where we can run some scripts on your Symmetry access control system and determine the points that may need some attention within your system, and also when you're bringing new sites live to go in and confirm site programming best practices and check the system for accuracy, things like that. And then from time to time, we're asked to do some custom solution and script development. So whether it be for a data cleanup, whether it be for a large data import, whether it be for some sort of custom solution that might move data from one system to the other, that is also a Pro Services engagement. Next slide, please. So why AMAG Pro Services? So first and foremost, when we get back to being a good partner, a dedicated technical resource and access to subject matter experts for the life cycle of your project. We have the resources available to handle projects that last a single day, all the way up to projects that span across a year. So it can be a single small Symmetry system to an enterprise level Symmetry system. IT and application expertise reduces total cost of ownership. So the fact that we are well aware of all the differences across the different customer requirements within networks, as well as the Symmetry application access control, the Symmetry access control application, the different patch levels, the different integration points, and how it operates within an IT environment. Whereas the end user and the customer, the end user and the integrator will typically have to bring in multiple resources to that, where when we get involved in a project like that, we can provide you with prerequisites, we can confirm the design, and really streamline that process. Project management, again, really confirming and hammering into that design that was created by the application engineering group. One of the most important aspects is the prerequisites, so ensuring that the customer and the integrator are ready on their side and that they understand what needs to be ready and what levels certain things need to be at to execute a project, detailed implementation plans, and post-project support. Next slide, please. Our Pro Services team industry experience. So I think as you look at this team, you'll see that we have some folks that have been with us a very long time, and that is just extremely important in an industry that sees a lot of turnover, from whether it be from manufacturer to manufacturer, or manufacturer to integrator, or integrator to integrator. You're looking at folks that have lived and breathed the Symmetry application for a large number of years and understand things that have happened year over year, lessons learned, best practices, things like that, that we will help drive a positive experience with our end users and our integrators. Next slide, please. So just from a quick life cycle perspective, what you could expect if you do partner up with AMAG Pro Services. So there will be a quote and a scope of work developed with the customer, sales, and application engineering. The PO will be submitted to orders@amag.com. At that point, Pro Services will receive that job being booked, and then from there, within 5 to 10 business days of receipt of the PO, we will schedule a kickoff call with the integrator and/or customer. From there, we will develop a job schedule. The project gets completed, and then the project gets invoiced. And again, I think the biggest thing to put in here is that kickoff meeting or that kickoff call that we put together, maybe multiple calls from a planning perspective to really dive into. We don't want to just say, okay, hey, we want to schedule this job. We really want to get to know all the details of the job so that we can execute it right the first time and not cost ourselves or our customers or integrators a lot of pain post-deployment. Next slide, please. So I want to pass this on. Thank you very much, first of all, and I want to pass this over to Kim Rayfelt for a marketing update.
Thanks, Jeff. Next slide, please. I am Kim Rayfelt, Director of Media Relations for AMAG, and it's great to be back after missing the last few months. I hope you're all doing well and staying safe. Before I get started, I just want to remind everyone that if they have a question, to please go ahead and type it in the question box. Jason and team will answer your questions at the end of the webinar. So today I want to tell you about some new resources that we have for you. First, we launched our Symmetry Business Intelligence platform in March, and we are continuing to add new features to it, such as the recent suspicious activity and facility occupancy features. We are excited to offer a new white paper called How Analytics Engines Mitigate Risk, Ensure Compliance, and Reduce Costs. The white paper highlights the benefits of using analytics in an organization and how it can enhance a security program, helping with insider threat, and even COVID-19. You can download the white paper from our website. It's located on the resources page. In addition, we also recently launched Symmetry Mobile. The Symmetry Mobile Credential Management Platform delivers a cost-effective and convenient solution for organizations using mobile devices to gain access to secured doors. Frictionless setup of a credential eliminates the need to physically interact with the security team or visit a badging office. We've demonstrated how easy it is to set up and use this app in a new video. It's called Symmetry Mobile Supports Return to Work, which you can also find on our YouTube page under Playlists. You need to click on Playlists, and then you need to click on Symmetry Solutions. This is a 1-minute video that walks you through a simple setup process. We continuously add content to AMAG's YouTube page every month. We post our past customer webinars, such as this one, thought leadership, training, and solution-oriented videos. We post those all the time. I invite you to check the site often, and you can see the URL there on the slide. Thank you for listening. It's good to be back hanging out with you guys again, and now I will turn it back to Jason to answer questions and wrap up.
Excellent. Thanks, Kim. I appreciate it. It's great hearing your voice back, Kim. I've already got all kinds of chat messages over here celebrating that you're finally back on the webinar. You were definitely missed. So thanks to Jeff and Greg. I just want to, the key takeaway that I took away from Greg and Jeff's presentation is that if you guys are running into business, product, or service challenges, reach out to us. Let us know. Let us see what we can do to help you. And we've got all sorts of resources and knowledge and experience, as Jeff was showing the tenure of our team within our organization, that we can help make your system more custom, easier to deploy, better integrated with other third-party systems. Speaking of third-party systems, I have a question for Mr. McDermott, if you want to go ahead and unmute yourself, which has to do with third-party product. Are you able to spec and help design in third-party product? Like, for example, our Symmetry audio solution is the Zenitel platform.
Yeah, so it largely depends on what the third party is. So we have a certification process that certifies existing integrations using our current SDKs and tools. But separate from that, sometimes if there's a custom integration, we can use some of those APIs and tools to help spec out a custom integration. But typically, a third party, our official third party products are certified through a different department.
Excellent, fantastic. I appreciate that. And if there's something is needed from another third-party department, would your team be able to help coordinate with that other department within AMAG?
Yes, absolutely.
Excellent, thanks. All right, I don't see any other questions coming in today, so congrats to Greg and Jeff for being thorough today. I appreciate that. Again, thanks to both of you. If you guys have any questions after this ends, feel free to reach out to your local sales manager, reply back to any of the emails to Greg Diamond, who is the one who facilitates this, or it might go straight to the marketing queue. As Kim mentioned, this webinar and all previous versions are on our YouTube channel on the bottom right of your screen right now. As soon as this webinar ends, a short survey is going to pop up in your browser, like 3 questions. Please take a moment to fill that out. We're always looking for information and feedback about what other topics you would like to have covered. So if you could just take a moment to fill that out. Again, please stay healthy, please stay safe, and thanks for joining us. We'll be back on September 15th at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. Have a fantastic rest of your day.